Welcome to Glad Tidings, your weekly update on the progress we're making towards cleaning up the atmosphere. I'm Ben Wynn, and today I'm joined by Victoria Coe.
Hi.
Victoria is the founder and CEO of KinKind. Now, KinKind are a member of the Glad family, and today we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the world of KinKind. It's a UK business that makes, now I'm going to call you a personal care brand.
Yeah,
Is that right?
beauty.
A beauty. Plastic free. Well, I was going to say it's zero waste, zero water, and zero plastic. There we go. And doing fantastic things and being extremely generous to you guys. Victoria has given us 20% off for all of you gladiators of individual products, and we're going to get to those, but also subscriptions. So let's learn all about it. Victoria, welcome.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
It's brilliant to have you here, and thank you for inviting me down. Is this the River Thames we have behind us?
We have the River Thames in Bourne End here. It's my daily dog walk area, it is beautiful. It's a quiet afternoon. Yeah, we have a lot of rowers because obviously we're in sort of the Marlow-Henley area.
We might be lucky.
We might be, yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So tell us about KinKind. Tell us about the products. Walk us through the product lineup.
So our core products are plastic-free shampoo and conditioner bars. It's about 80% of our business at the moment. And the core proposition is it's all about actually delivering on beauty benefits. So it's beauty first and eco comes actually second. The fact that we are plastic free, water free, zero waste is in our part of our DNA.
Yep.
You know, it's written into, it's what we do, it's embedded. So everything is actually all about the beauty benefits for the consumer. And that's what that's kind of our key messaging is all about beauty. And we are plastic free and water free just because we are, and that's us.
Yeah.
So we are KinKind 100% plastic free. And that's sort of, yeah. And our strap line is the better way to beautiful hair and skin.
Yep.
Better because 3 things. Always a 1, 2, 3. 1, we're formulated better for hair and skin. 2, we're formulated better for you as a person. So we don't include the nasties like parabens and silicones.
Yep.
And 3, we're better for the planet. So it's about being kind to the next of kin. So it's KinKind. And then just on the better for hair and skin, we create formulations that are kinder ingredients to us. So for example, in our shampoo bars, the foaming cleanser is sodium cocoa sulfate, which it lathers up just like a bottled shampoo, but it's kinder to the hair and the scalp.
Okay.
So it's that type of approach that we take to everything in what we do.
So something that I perhaps should have been using 20 odd years ago. Because I'm going to say I'm not in market. Just so we're calling it all out there, and I can happily say it.
Head hair, absolutely.
Yes, but you do have other products, which maybe I will be in market for. But yes, so okay, so we've got.
Shall I talk through?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Some people may not know.
Yeah.
So, for example, this is our Make Me Shine shampoo bar. It has a gloss complex, and this one has glycolic acid and a seaweed complex. So glycolic acid is a really trending ingredient at the moment. L'Oreal have made it really big.
Okay.
It's very big in skincare, and there's a big trend all about the skinification of hair. So it's actually about sort of the skin benefits on hair as well. So this is our Make Me Shine shampoo bar. That is a shampoo bar. Have a sniff. It smells fantastic. This one's really peachy. And it's a dry pressed bar. So it's dry pressed ingredients. It's not soap. Fundamentally, it's not soap. It lathers up just like shampoo does, and literally use about 1 gram per wash. So that is 50 grams. That is the equivalent of half a litre of shampoo.
Really?
Yeah. So instead of 500 ml of shampoo, that's 80% water in a plastic bottle being driven around on trucks.
Yeah.
Here you have a solid version, which is 50 grams instead. And that will last up to 50 washes, as long as it's stored on a rack, like a metal rack or a wooden rack, sort of out of the flow of water. Yeah. But yeah, it literally you just rub it in your hands and it just lathers up and you can circle it on your head. So that is a shampoo bar. Obviously, we are on a mission to help everybody switch to those in their bathrooms at home. Yep. But obviously, they're also ideal for travel because you're taking 50 washes in a solid format. So they can, if you're flying, obviously they can go through customs really easily, and it's just handy. Doesn't leak.
Is that a part of your? Do you promote that travel piece? I've not really connected it. It's obvious, really, but
in the summertime we do.
Yeah.
So didn't actually bring any with me here, but we have little travel tins. And so every single bar of KinKind fits into our travel tin.
Got it.
So we have these little travel tins, we have travel sets that we promote in summer, or coming up to the summer months in particular.
It's the engineer in me. How is it made? It looks like it's in a press, right?
It is a press. So think dishwasher tablets.
Okay.
And I mean, my background is quite a bit in sort of dishwashing tablets and stuff like that. So, but if you think dishwasher tablets, they are made in a press.
Yeah.
So, and literally, this is pressed. So it's basically virtually dry ingredients. So it's like the core ingredients mixed with oils, natural oils like coconut oil and other oils, and they're literally just pressed. Yeah. So they are actually handmade in the UK, and so there is a handmade element to it. They're made in a factory, but they are handmade in this press.
Fantastic.
So that's a shampoo bar.
That's the shampoo, yeah.
And we've got some funny dogs behind us.
And then say it was the dog.
I know it is a dog walking. And then this is a conditioner bar. This is the Gloss Complex, the Make Me Shine conditioner bar as well.
Yeah.
And so the conditioner bar comes in a paper glassine bag, because it's so high in oils and waxes, so natural oils and waxes. So if you feel that, it feels much smoother and much softer than the shampoo bar. And so that's made with what we call a melt and pour method. So it's oils and waxes heated up, all the goodies put in, and then they're poured into a mould and set. So that's the melt and pour method. To use a conditioner bar, if I just hold it a minute.
Yeah, please, yeah.
So with wet hair, obviously you shampoo, you rinse it all out. When the hairs are really wet, actually you stroke it down the hair. So you don't try to rub it onto the hair. You stroke it down the hair and it just coats onto the hair, and the hair instantly goes soft and smooth. So, and then this one also contains the glycolic acid and seaweed complex, basically. So so that is a conditioner. And that, again, that is half a litre of conditioner. So no water, no plastic, and no
nasties.
No nasties. Just goodies, just goodness. In a bar. So so that is a shampoo and conditioner bar. Our biggest seller is actually one called Give Me Strength.
Okay.
And in the Give Me Strength bars, we have rice protein, which again is another big trend in hair care. It was a huge TikTok trend during COVID, and people were encouraged to rinse their hair in the rice starch, basically. It's all about hair thickening and hair volumizing. When you think about starch and things like that, it does make sense. But anyway, so we use a hydrolyzed rice protein. It's clinically proven to increase hair volume by 32%. Over 5 washes. So it has the rice protein, it has wheat germ oil, which is for hair shaft strength. And then it also has rosemary oil for skin or scalp cell stimulation. So and rosemary oil is also a big trend in hair care. So we're picking up on trends, bringing in those trends into products that really work. And of course, they're plastic free and water free and doing better for the environment.
It's really interesting that you do it that way around, because I think it's kind of refreshing. It's here's a great product that also does good for the world, rather than a product that's not necessarily that good, but trying to do the right thing.
And we've been on a journey over the last 5 years since I launched KinKind, and I started the brand with products that really, really work. But I didn't get the positioning right. So I launched the brand quite eco. And then our customers were saying to us, but this is better than my bottled. This isn't better than my bottled version. And it gradually dawned on me that actually I didn't have the positioning right of the brand itself. And actually we are better. And I just need to get this message across that people actually do really love the products. And that drives me personally to develop more and more products that actually do deliver, because I can see that is what people want. And they just want to do their bit as well. They want to do the bit for the environment. Why wouldn't you? We're in a beautiful place.
That's exactly our learning as well. Because obviously what we do with Glad is very different. But when we started, and the whole premise was, let's encourage people to chip into a climate pot. We'll use that to remove greenhouse gas out of the atmosphere. And it doesn't work. Because there's not enough in it for them. That short term, what's my motivation, what's my reward? So we've completely flipped that and said, this is all about an incentive. Here's your saving on a product, on a service. Oh, and by the way, it does some good. And so it's the same shift in position.
And then it becomes a win-win.
Exactly.
It becomes a win-win for
Yeah.
everybody, actually, not just for the consumer and not just for the business and the environment. It just becomes a win-win.
So it's obvious from talking to you that there's a lot of knowledge that you've accumulated over time to build this. Does that come from your background? Because you spent 20 years in Reckitt Benckiser.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to get it right. RB, we're going to call it. I knew I'd not get that right. But yeah, so 20 years there. And Reckitt Benckiser is probably a business that not everybody knows, but it's the brand names that you know. So ones I believe you worked on, Vanish, Calgon, Clearasil, brands that everybody knows.
And then there's obviously the healthcare side, like Nurofen as well, Lemsip.
Yeah.
You know, we all know them and love them or need them. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
And so does a lot of your knowledge of how to do this, I guess, come from working in that environment?
A lot of it does. A lot of it does. I've learned an awful lot over the last 5 years, but the primary thinking behind the brand and behind the business comes from my experience. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. I realized I have a skill set. And for me, this was almost like a second career, launching this business.
Yeah.
It was almost like I've sold so many millions of pink stain remover bottles called Vanish and polluted so many estuaries or seas or whatever it could be. It's my way of giving back.
Yeah.
It really is, to use the skill set that I have, but actually to use business as a force for good rather than as a polluter.
Yeah.
And my experience of having been in a big FMCG company is that things don't move fast. And then the other point is, when you're working in innovation, you have a big disruptive idea that you love and that you nurture. And then as you take it to more and more senior management meetings, it's a bit like the salami slice. The idea gets sliced away until there's pretty much nothing left. And then the investment needed is huge and you can't get your CapEx approval. And then it just fizzles out. And so for me, it's just wonderful to be able to use the skill set I have, to be able to be disruptive, to be able to make decisions when I want to and need to. Yes, I have a lot of other challenges in the business, but it enables us to run fast, proactively, and actually make a difference.
Quite freeing, I imagine.
Oh, it is. It's liberation at its best. Yeah, totally. Totally.
Yeah. So do you think, well, I don't know. I don't know whether they are, but do you think it's even possible for a corporate like that to build a business like this?
Our friends at L'Oreal have proven it's not possible because they launched Garnier shampoo bars a couple of years ago. And in fact, Unilever launched shampoo bars as well. They launched them under a brand called Love, Beauty and Planet, and Garnier launched them under Ultimate Blends. Oh, and P&G launched as well. So they launched under Pantene, Head and Shoulders, and Aussie.
Yeah.
So they've all been, and guess what?
They've all gone.
They've all gone. Why? Because there was no focus on the business.
Yeah.
They effectively launched shampoo in a bar because it's a trend, right? What they didn't do is provide the right support that is needed behind the business. And if you think about it, and again, this is one of the things I realized going into this business, they have these huge manufacturing plants with amortized machinery that run millions and millions and millions and millions of plastic bottled filling lines.
Yes.
With shampoo that's made of 80% water. I haven't made the point yet. And for them to then change the manufacturing structure to build high volume of shampoo bars or conditioner bars, it's a huge risk for the business. And so it's much easier for them to protect their shelf space as well in the retailers with their bottled shampoos, and then they're now doing refills. And again, they're full of plastic and they're full of water.
Yeah.
It's less plastic, but it's not recyclable plastic. It's layered plastic. The big companies, they can do it, but they won't do it. They won't do it properly.
Yeah.
It was a tick box exercise, which I knew it would be when they came in. It didn't scare me at all when they came in because I just thought they're not going to do it properly.
Yeah.
And it hasn't taken them long to exit. So the time is here for us to keep growing.
You told me before that these were deliberately designed so they fit through your letterbox.
Yeah.
And you can see that. We're going to get to the deodorant in a moment. But you did that as a conscious decision from day one, going direct consumer.
Yes.
So I'd love to know more about that,
Okay.
but also that you're now in retail. and how that's changed, what impact that's had on your business, how that works. So
if I go wind right back, so I realized from day one that this was never going to get on shelf straight away because it's so tiny relative to a big bottle of shampoo. So you've got the sea of plastic shampoo bottles going down the shopping aisle. And where would a little shampoo bar pop? It wouldn't. Would get lost. So I realized that the go-to-market model at the beginning of the business would be direct to consumer. And what my challenge, my financial challenge, was to make the business model work and basically raising awareness on Facebook and Instagram and Google ads, and then basically the whole cost of acquisition and the cost of acquisition model, whether I could get the financials to pay out. And in the first few years, that worked really well. So I knew that I needed to launch the business large letter to go through the letterbox to keep my delivery costs down rather than a parcel. So everything is designed, if you see this, it's all designed to go through the letterbox as a large letter. Which is great in terms of the financials because, again, there have been other shampoo bar businesses, people who have been trying to do what we do over the last few years, and they've launched as a parcel, the parcel size, and then their P&L hasn't worked basically. So we're still here, we're still going, we're still growing because I got the business model right from the beginning in terms of getting it a large letter to go through the letterbox.
Someone taught me retail is detail.
It absolutely is. And I'm slightly obsessive on costs.
No, it's great.
I'm slightly obsessive about the detail.
It's funny because you sort of just wouldn't think about that.
No, you would.
But you'd need to. And it's proven.
And that
it's
comes
working,
back to experience, doesn't it?
Exactly.
So, with my background, okay, I wasn't doing a lot of digital marketing, but I knew that the cost of delivery would be substantially cheaper through the letterbox than with the parcel.
So how have you found it? Let's talk about that experience. You're a founder in your 50s.
Right, yes.
And a female founder.
Female founder in the 50s, there we go.
How have you found that? How has it been? What pitfalls, challenges or benefits has that brought you?
I mentioned earlier, it feels a bit like my second career. I also feel that with my kids sort of in their late teens, it has given me a sense of new purpose as well. It feels a little bit like primary carer job done. Working for a big company. And then I was liberated from that big company, or I felt much freer. And then also with the kids being that much older, they need you in a different way. But it gave me the license to be able to actually do something creative using my business skills, so having had the kids, and then them being that much older, I just felt liberated on that front as well. So it just feels like the right time. I think if you're starting a business, you do it when you have no risk, or as minimum risk as possible, and that's either literally when you leave school or university because you've got nothing to lose, or when you're coming out the other side when you've de-risked pretty much everything else in your life. And then you feel that you can take some more risks. And I was at that stage, and my husband has been incredibly supportive. And, so my big salary at Reckitt Benckiser fizzled out overnight, let's be honest. And it's been a very different journey over the last 5 years or so. So being a founder it's not easy. It's not easy at all. I do not switch off. Going into my 50s, obviously going into menopause as well. I'm very happy to talk about it. So going into my 50s with the stress of being a founder, with menopause on top, it's not the easiest time of life. No. But it's also quite liberating. So that's sort of the upside and the downside.
It sounds like it's very much a thing for you.
Oh, definitely.
And that must be quite empowering.
Yeah, it is empowering. Yeah. It is empowering. I have to be careful that it doesn't define me, and that I do switch off, or I try to switch off, and I have different conversations, and it's not just about work or the business. Even with friends and stuff. So I just need to be careful it doesn't define me. The upside of that there is a downside and an upside of being a female founder in your 50s. One of the upsides is definitely the networking. Right. And there are some amazing female-led networks or female business-led networks now that are just so supportive. and help to open doors.
Yeah.
They really do. That's very empowering and it's lovely. And just to have that support, because being a founder is quite lonely, I'll admit it. And I don't have a co-founder. It was me. And so not having that sense of somebody else is 100% on this journey with me, it can be quite lonely. So, for example, I'm a part of By Women Built.
Oh, yeah.
And the support that they give is just brilliant. It's just brilliant. And sort of just some of the doors that they can help open as well. So having those female-led networks is really good, because that doesn't really exist or didn't really exist before. And I think for men, it's just easier because that's the way that industry has been developed over the years.
Yeah.
And I think people have to make a special effort for sort of perhaps minority-led businesses, which is, and so I lean into that and I use that as well.
So I wouldn't be able to quote the stats, but there's a shocking stat about female-led businesses and their, I'm going to say, ability to raise.
It's 2%.
2%. It's crazy. But you've been successful. You've done it.
Yeah, but it's not easy. So just to give the context of that, so 2% of VC, venture capital money, goes to women-founded businesses.
Right.
And that's nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. And that's what sort of a lot of these sort of networks are trying to change. And, and I feel part of that because I've done a small fundraising for the business and it was hard. And there is unconscious bias out there and I came across it. I have a sales director, Paul, who works with me. And I did have one or two presentations to sort of 50-year-old white men who were in angel investors. And thank goodness I had Paul with me, to be perfectly honest. So it is an uphill battle with that. It does feel like a battle.
Congratulations for closing. So I'd love to ask you about your recent B Corp certification, because you've just been awarded the badge.
Yes.
So well done.
Thank you.
What I'd love to know is, how was that process? What happened? What did you need to change? Was there operational change in the business? I guess just how did you find the whole certification? And the reason I'm asking is, as I mentioned to you before, we're B Corp pending. So we're going to go through the process.
Yeah.
But I'm just really intrigued. How was it?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, first of all. It was a relief to get it over the line, I'll be honest. But it is an accolade. And it is a little bit of a badge of honour to say, yes, we've done it and we are B Corp certified. It took me about 3 years to do, purely because I was trying to run the business, trying to do a funding round, and then do B Corp on top. And it really was the icing on the cake on top. And it was the thing that fell to the bottom of the list every week on a Friday afternoon. Oh my gosh, I still haven't done the B Corp work that I needed to do. So it took me quite a long time to do it, but we have got there. The process in itself was fine. And going through the questionnaire, the detailed questionnaires in itself was fine, because we have sustainability totally embedded into the business. What I don't have is like the vegan accreditation and the cruelty-free accreditation, because I haven't spent the time and the money to get those, because those accreditations in themselves take up a lot of resource. So not having those actually didn't help me get it over the line, because B Corp is almost like a tick box on top of all of those, which I didn't really realise at the beginning. However, it's fine. We got there, and sort of the questions that were raised by B Corp and sort of the evidence that I had to put together was very detailed. As a small business, it also helped us in terms of good practice, in terms of putting policies in place, sort of our ethical sourcing policy, environmental or sustainability policy. I hadn't written a sustainability policy because we are a sustainable business, but we now have a sustainability policy. It is good practice. It's good business practice. Sort of a code of ethics and things like that. So it's all there, and we, if we need to refer to it, it's there on our shared drive, and we can. But more importantly, we're talking with the trade, and having B Corp certification just actually makes you feel a little bit more established. Not everybody knows what B Corp is, and I don't think consumers really know what B Corp is. But once they do understand, then it kind of just gives you a the accolade.
Do you think it helps with retail? Because I'm assuming the retailers know what B Corp
retailers
is.
do know what B Corp is.
Does it make them sit up and listen more, do you think?
I think it's probably just about that. It doesn't make them list you, but it makes them take you a little bit more seriously than, oh, you're a startup.
Yeah.
Oh, you're actually B Corp certified. Okay, so you've done your homework and you're a little bit more established.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit more of you can get 6 minutes instead of 5 minutes with them, basically.
Well, it all counts.
It does count. Yeah, absolutely does.
Every little helps, as one of those retailers says.
So,
but yes.
We're not in that one quite yet.
Not yet. Not yet. But you are in Ocado.
We're in Ocado, yeah. And doing really, really well in Ocado.
Oh, fantastic.
In fact, we've had some analysis done, and they have told us that we are the best launch that they've done in hair care for the last 5 years.
Amazing.
So we're doing something
That's
right.
a pretty good. I think I actually prefer that accolade. That's fantastic.
So we know that we can make it work. So it's baby steps, it's step by step. But
it's like building a snowball, right?
It is absolutely that.
Yep.
But we had an incredibly supportive buyer who pointed us in the right directions. We put together a business plan with her, and it's worked.
Brilliant.
So we are now obviously trying to have conversations with others on the back of that, basically.
Yeah. Wow. Good luck with that, because that seems to be like a really successful first retailer, and let's hope for many more.
Yeah, and we have a strong Amazon business as well. So yeah, it's all good.
Very good.
As well as the website.
Well, as you know, Victoria, Glad is all about using incentives to drive collective action. So the question that I'd love to know is, if you think about that idea of collective action to create change, which is what we're trying to stimulate, what change would you want to see? So in your industry, in the broader kind of fight against climate change, or you can pick your own cause. What would you want to see as a collective action movement?
I may be wrong in saying this, but I think we actually need regulation to drive this, particularly in our space with plastics. So having worked for a big company, I know, and I still can see, and it drives me insane, that the onus is on the consumer to recycle. I know that only 8 or 9% of plastics actually get recycled in the UK, even though we all put our plastics out for recycling. Actually, only 8 or 9% of plastics actually do get recycled. And it's just the big manufacturers putting the onus on the consumer and essentially on our local councils. And then it comes back to the consumer to fund it through our taxes, right? So I think it needs regulation, certainly in our space, in consumer goods, to actually force things to happen. Because I've seen it with the big companies. You know, they've dipped the toe in the water with shampoo bars and then come out quietly in the big green hush, I call it. So until we actually have regulation to drive some of it, nothing's going to happen. I can do my best. You can do your best, and we are working so hard to drive that positive change. But I actually think we need regulation behind us.
See, my view of that, I totally agree, and you know, let's place that in the plastic problem.
In the plastic problem.
My headspace is all about the climate cleanup. I agree, though, we need regulation change for that to happen. But the sequence of events for me is that's just not going to happen unless it's the will of the people. And so what I think you're doing, not only building a great business, great products, is you're demonstrating that there's demand there. And that's what moves the market. And so what we're doing with Glad is we're trying to clean up the atmosphere. We're asking people to contribute, employers as an employee benefit, and you get their staff on, the staff get the savings. But what we're really doing is trying to build a community, because then with that community, we can use that voice to hopefully affect change.
Absolutely.
And of course, we're a very early stage, and we're not the millions of people that you need to do that. But you've got to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
It's that snowball.
It is a snowball.
So,
and I think just to build on that, I think it's about creating business models to actually help make that change. Because like even I saw last week, for example, City to Sea, which is one of the biggest change makers over the last few years, based in Bristol. Natalie Fee has had to close down City to Sea because of funding, which is such a shame. You know, so if that funding doesn't come, and we can't get the collective action through, call it non-profit organisations, then it has to come through business to drive it. if it's not going to come through regulation.
Yeah, I mean, that's at the absolute core for me. I just don't think we can or should rely on charity to solve these problems.
No, we can't.
We shouldn't, because why should it be a charity problem? It's all of our problems.
Yeah, it is.
And I just don't think they work at the scale that we need. It needs to be capitalism that solves capitalism's problem.
Yeah.
I think that's been one of my kind of founding principles.
I like that. I agree with you.
Yeah,
I do agree with you.
Great. Well, thank you very much. What I haven't asked you is what's next? What's coming next for KinKind?
Oh, we haven't talked about this, have we?
Oh, let's talk about your deodorant.
So this is our plastic-free, refillable deodorants, and the big point of difference here, apart from being plastic-free, is that we give the 48-hour dryness or 48-hour performance claim, like the big guys, like Dove and like Sure.
Yep.
So what I wanted to do was to create a plastic-free, refillable version of that that gives the performance for people who need it.
Yeah.
There are refillable deodorants out there like Wild and Fussy, and they're doing a fab job, but they are only playing in the natural deodorant space.
Right.
We are playing in that space, but we've extended the range, and our core range is actually in the high performance.
Got it.
So in the antiperspirant deodorant. So again, it comes back to why are we existing? Performance.
Yep.
Better for you and better for the planet, because we're plastic free and we're not shipping water. So so this is our little plastic free case. It's made of aluminium, which is infinitely recyclable, rather than plastic, which can only be recycled so many times. And we designed it to go through letterbox. If I put it that way, you can see. And it feels light. I mean, it's much lighter than the competitor counterparts. And it's actually very simple. We kind of went back to basics. So you've got a little pull-out lid. The refill slides up, and then you push it down with the lid. And then in usage, the only thing is that you basically have to put a finger on it, or a thumb to use it, and you just hold it up and down. But we've just simplified it like that, basically. And then that's the refill, and then you just pop a new refill on. It just slots down into it. And that's it. And the refills come in these little cartons, the same.
Nice.
So that's our latest innovation. And then we've got more coming. We've got more coming in the pipeline.
Wonderful.
So, our mission, it's plastic-free hair and beauty. So we can go.
And we can subscribe to all of this, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
With 20% off.
With 20%
Remember that,
off.
guys.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Victoria, thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
been wonderful.
It's been great. Thank you for inviting me on.
Oh, no, it's great to chat.
Great.
Thanks, then.
Thank you.
Cheers.